Hi everyone, and welcome back to Debbie's Sacred Space. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because this is one of my poetry song videos, but it literally came to me last night during the Lionsgate portal. I have screenshots at 4:44 in the morning while I was recording it onto my old phone. Two other songs came before it, so it was a big night for me. From about 1:50, 1:20 in the morning, I think it was, through to about 5 something. And part of the reason was because I have my hot water bottle. Because I have my monthly cycle. The thing that we are not supposed to talk about, the thing that is shameful, the thing that is affecting so many women. The cycle that's meant to be natural and normal, that has become anything but natural and normal. It's become painful. Sometimes it feels like a curse. And it doesn't seem to matter what level of healing you do, it's still there, month after month. So today, in this messy way that I've written this over pages, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be page turning. It's going to be how it is, because I'm doing healing on lines and lines of feminine suppression, of creativity, of being who they are, of their right to be equal. And I was pissed last night, as in angry. I don't drink alcohol, not the other type. Because it's just frustrating how this world treats women, and how we must, over and over again, take our Panadol and just show up. Take our Nurofen, do whatever and just show up and shut up. And I'm done with it. I'm done with doing healing for something that wasn't ever mine. And I've lived it with a narcissistic father, an enabling mother, the control, the guilt, the shame. So today, I'm going to read this poem that I wrote in the wee hours of the morning when I wish I could have been sleeping, but I was in pain. And yes, there is some anger and some points about the patriarchal system. But it is what it is, eh? So I don't even have a name for this yet. But I do have my womb shirt on today. Women's power. Women's power. This video is going to be about women's power and a poem to help release us so that we can step into that power. So here goes. It's not going to be great because I haven't really rehearsed it. I've just written it down after recording it. Okay, so I guess this could be called the healing of the wombs. I call the ancestral feminine lines, the suppression of our wombs over eons of time. We should be loved and we should rest every month when our blood is shed. 'Cause we are royalty, we hold the womb, which brings the next generation through. We are creativity, we are rebirth. We hold the rhythm of the sky and earth. So now I heal suffering and pain, all the guilt and all the shame. For the feminine across all time, as I respect and heal this womb of mine. The patriarchal reign can get stuffed. How about you get repeatedly kicked in the nuts for 2 or 3 days every month, then told, get over it, just get up. Don't be weak, take your painkillers and stop complaining as you do it. But you won't ever know the monthly pain or take painkillers just to maintain the standards of a normal life as a mother, daughter, partner or wife. So I'll take the time to rest and let my womb be divinely blessed. Yes, I will talk about the bleed that humanity ignores but truly needs. Oh, there will be no shame anymore. No pain, no guilt, no quiet talks. Because it is the truth, the divine order. So on this day of the Lionsgate portal, I'll call in divine healing that's time immemorial to heal every sacred womb so the divine feminine can resume living the power they truly are, rising near and rising far, remembering their divine rights as the patriarchy slowly dies. This world will find balance once again between the women and the men, the feminine and the masculine will find balance as always destined. And the feminine will take its divine place to help lead the human race. In this portal of healing, we will rise with the burning of the feminine fires. In this year of the fire horse, it is destined balance will be restored. So with the courage of a lion, we'll heal all the feminine ancestral lines. Thank you. To all the women out there, blessings. Thank you for being here for this video. Thank you for watching as I sit here with my hot water bottle and my belly that is quite sore, managing at this point with just mild painkillers. I just wanted to put it out there today on this day with this energy, with the courage that is behind us all, masculine and feminine, to be open to those parts of us that have been shut down, that we've been made feel bad about. Even to the men who weren't allowed to be sissies or babies, who weren't allowed to show their true feelings, which has also ruined this world. But this one's mostly for the women who go through this every month and sometimes all month. The stories that I read. This is another one of those things like my last video with the karma. Karma. So every woman on this earth is reaping what? Cause and effect that they didn't actually do to themselves, that was done to them, literally, in many countries. I don't know heaps about it, the depths of what happens in other countries. I have my journey of just narcissism, a narcissistic father being suppressed. Women were useless. Stop being a sook. Grow up. You're weak. You're pathetic. Why does she have that much pain? What's going on? I don't want you to grow up. When I got my first period, I don't want you to grow up. Oh, that toxic, narcissistic, gross, not love thing. I don't want you to grow up. So I wore toilet paper for about 3 or 4 months because I was embarrassed and I felt bad about growing up and having my periods. What damage do you think that alone does to a child? Occasionally I would ask my sister, who was older than me, for something, but my parents made a 12-year-old feel horrible, feel guilty, not hard with an empath. Don't want to disappoint anybody, especially as a kid. And that's mild. I'm going to read out some stuff my daughter wrote down, my youngest daughter, because she does a lot of research about this topic. And it will be reading it exactly as she's written it because it's not my topic, but it's just to help people understand who don't know what goes on in other countries around the world. I'm from Australia. We've had it easy compared to this, really. And I'm going to just read it out now. Countries where there's forced to undergo underage marriage is common for girls between 7 and 16 in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Jordan, and Lebanon. Sometimes being sold for cows or goats instead of money or societal leverage. In Afghanistan, girls are officially banned from attending schools past primary school level, grade 6. The Taliban has forbidden it. In Afghanistan, women are required to be accompanied by a close male relative for a public movement, travel and day-to-day activities. Similarly, certain controlled religions of Yemen enforce strict male guardian travel constraints. Can't go anywhere without a male. Could imagine that here. In Iran and Afghanistan, women are legally required to cover their hair and bodies by wearing a burqa, the full-length face and body dress. And in Iran, all women must always wear a hijab and loose clothing. On that, she also told me about a song called The Blue Burqa, which was a song by women in these areas. Look it up. It was released on the 28th of April 2003 about erasing women's identities in these countries. It was a protest against the Taliban rules. In Afghanistan, the ruling of the Taliban government enforces strict vice and virtue laws that legally prohibit women from speaking, singing, or reading aloud in public. So what I'm doing now would not be allowed. And we are in 2026. And this is still happening. Still selling children. Still sex trafficking. That's male and female children and women. This poem that I did was for the healing of all of this. I got the biggest energetic shift after I finished that poem. And I want to finish this off today with a healing. So during this healing, I'll be using my singing bowl, so I will be turning the volume right down because the energy is through basically this portal of the Lionsgate portal. So we're just going to reach who it needs, but it will be too loud if I leave it up because it's pretty loud in the microphone. So you might just be able to hear it. You may hear me doing some burping during it as I release things of my own, which helps then other people to release things. Because I think we need it now more than ever, because the fire and the anger that was coming up in me last night for 36 years of period pain every month for something that is supposed to be normal, that I've done all sorts of ancestral healing on, all sorts of personal healing on. It just shouldn't be that way, that we can't carry on as normal. And I know the red tents and things that people have now, and I believe it came from Native American traditions where women were actually allowed to go off and rest, and they were almost served because they seen it as a time where they would get huge spiritual insights. They actually saw women as a massive part of the tribe and helping, and that portal of their period was actually a way of getting information from higher realms, and that has been decimated today. To have the issues with birthing, we have endometriosis, the polycystic ovary syndrome, the heavy bleeds, now we have these, marinas and uterine devices, and we have the implants, and we have the pills. It is all to shut down the creativity and the birthing ability of the womb, whether that be a physical baby or whether that be a project, a creative endeavour. As they say, even in a spiritual aspect, that womb space is for men as well, that creative space in that sacral chakra. And men have been pushed to not use it because it's creativity and it's seen as a feminine thing. But then feminine haven't been able to really use it either. Not how we should be. Not how everybody should be. So this is not a go at one gender or another. It is literally a chat about how it all needs to change. How it's not weak to cry. How showing your emotions is actually stronger than somebody who won't. And after living with it for so long and meeting so many male narcissistic people and some female ones in my life, I feel like we need to shift this whole perspective and start talking about these things and healing them. So before I start the actual healing, my big birther, I told you about her in my last video, and she is not black onyx, she's black obsidian and quartz, and she resonates with the solar plexus chakra. And I've had her for many years, and I always use it when I get back from down the street or when there's been heavy energies around. Use it in our house, use it all the time. I have some sage sitting in the bottom, if you can see that. That's always in there to help the cleansing. But she puts out a very good sound, and when I've done any house clearings or anything, her sound changes in the corners where there's a lot of darker energy, emotional energy, and I keep going until the sound becomes back to her normal self, and that's showing me that the energy is cleared. So the reason I'm doing it, I've always done it from the solar plexus, is because of my healing abilities, and that's where I clear from. But being the Lionsgate portal, being the fire horse, being everything to do with fire and to do with courage and that strength of that chakra, because that has really been what's shut down and blocked the creativity of our womb. It's really the sacral chakra and the heart as well. So obviously there's ancestral wounds that come up from the base chakra, the root chakra. but I don't have bowls for them. I do have tuning forks, but today I'm just going to be focusing on mostly the solar plexus chakra, as where we are now with the Lionscape. And I'll be using my other bowl, which is a normal quartz bowl. And this one is the heart chakra, note F. And I'll be using that one after to bring that energy of the heart back into compassion, self-love and forgiveness, because that's what so many of us women need. So many people on the earth need it, let's face it, not just women. It's needed everywhere on the earth at the moment. So like I say, we'll be turning it down when I do this, and I might just even have a bit of a filter over, and maybe the words to the poem I just wrote up as well. So I'm going to have to get even more creative, because I really don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. But yeah, I wanted to do this healing as my part, as showing you that when I heal myself and I'm in that healing container, that healing space, I would say, that it's going to go out to the world. So if you don't want to participate, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because you do what you feel is right for you. But just letting you know, this is where I'm going next. And so if you don't want to participate, you click off now. If you do, maybe close your eyes and just know the intention is there, that this is for the solar plexus chakra and the heart, which will open up the womb space. Okay. All right, we'll see you on the other side. just want to come in and say thank you for being here today. Thank you for witnessing this. Thank you for helping me hold this space of healing, and for being part of a massive shift in the frequency during this important time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.